Afternoon guys, so I thought we'd have a quick chat and charge whilst I'm attached to this 22 kilowatt post. So how's life with the Tesla now? We're a few months further on. We'll go through the spec of the car and what the car's been like and comparing it to our previous car, the Kona. Right then, so onto the spec of the car. We have obviously gone with the white interior. This is not a long range though, this is a standard range plus. Now I know when I did a poll on Facebook to try and find out, because when I tried to order the car in February, I was told that the standard range plus no longer came with the white interior, it was only going to come with black interior. After checking with quite a few others that ordered it back in November and December, getting deliveries January, they were then told that their cars would come with black interior only, white interior was no longer an option on this car. And then late February, after me deliberating whether to get a long range to get the white interior, because it's white interior, so why not get it? I was then lucky enough to find that there were 8 inventory cars on the website, which were all white on whites, with sport wheels, and some of them came with the tow pack as well. So literally, as soon as that happened, straight away jumped on it, put a deposit down, and got one of the ones with the tow pack. Main reason because little un's off of stabilizers now, so she's tootling along on a new bike, and now wants to go on that bike everywhere. So we're going to get a bike rack for the back, and have 3 bikes on it. So no doubt I'll be the one that looks like the drunk Tesla driver, because Tesla at the superchargers give you 2 foot of lead, and I'm going to have 3 foot of bikes. So we're going to have to get creative with the parking and the charging on the superchargers. InstaVolt though, Polar's 150 chargers, Ionity, all of them have plenty long enough leads, so it's fine on them. It's just the superchargers, you don't quite get enough lead. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But no, we absolutely love the car. Like I say, it's the upgrades we've done like everyone else. We've done the whole wireless charger, the frunk and the trunk struts, so they open up on their own. Mats, obviously, because when you spend 40 grand plus, you still do not get mats guaranteed, especially with a standard range plus, so you have to buy your own mats. But you don't get bag hooks either now, so you have to buy them, and they're a couple of quid. So Tesla's obviously cutting back a little bit. Also got a hammock and some seat protectors. Now, the front seat protectors are able to go on this headrest, although it looks like it's attached to the seat, which are obviously attached, but there is a gap. You can get literally the cord wrapped around under there. So I've literally just fed it under, and I've got seat protectors on the back of the seats, just to protect the footprints. I know the back of the white seats are still black, but I don't want footprints and scratches on them anyway, so I've put seat protectors on them. And then we've obviously got a hammock for when the dogs are in the car anyway. But yeah, on to how it compares with the Kona then. So the main reason we got this was ease of charging throughout Europe. The Kona, we had problems with the headlights, and it was expensive to charge quickly. So in the end, we decided to get rid of the Kona. So obviously headlights, this no problem, pulled up to the light garage, said want to do a light lit test. They already knew that Teslas had a flat beam rather than it going up on whichever side depending on your lights. So with it having a flat beam, straight through past, you just check to make sure it had reverse brake lights, headlights. And the speed it charges and the cost of using the Tesla supercharger network is out here, especially. Like I've got Ionity and Fastned, Ionergy out here, and that is my lot, and they are so expensive to use. I think the cheapest is 59 cents a kilowatt hour, which when you look at the superchargers, which are quicker, and they're going at, I think I pay 23 pence in the UK or 32 cents out here for the supercharging. So much cheaper, and the speed compared to the Kona is next level. You've got to bear in mind the Standard Range Plus has the same size battery pack as your E208, your Corsa E, your Citroen E-Tense. It is just next level at the speeds. This can charge up to 170 kilowatts for the Standard Range Plus. And that, when you look at the Renault Zoe, has same size pack, struggles past 46. The Peugeot E208 though does a very good job, and that will pretty much pull 100 kilowatts. So if you're looking for one of them, out of them three, that's the one to go for. And yeah, the charge speed literally is hands down better. Like I say, I've charged it 4 times, maybe 5 times on supercharger. Every time it's been well over 120 kilowatts, which is quite literally double what I could get out of the Kona. So there's been no issues with that whatsoever. And the other bits, how it's put together, the Tesla definitely has better materials used. Now, just because it uses better materials doesn't mean they're fitted better. So when I got the car, I had a squeak coming from behind the screen. My A-pillar trim was bulging, and my USB ports in the front did not work. Now the reason is for this, basically Tesla don't seem to do pre-delivery inspections on their cars, or not an intense one. All these problems obviously were fixed. Tesla Ranger came to your house, which is obviously unique in itself. He literally just drove to the house and fixed the USBs, which the whole console came out, so that was interesting. I'll stick a photo up on that. Also, the USBs, yeah, that was literally a quick changeover. The A-pillar trim was literally a bent clip. Replaced one clip, probably cost 50p. Popped it back on and it was absolutely fine. And literally by doing that, that solved that problem. Why wasn't that picked up on a pre-delivery inspection? My USB port's not working in the front meant I had no Sentry mode for nearly 2 months, because obviously COVID's not no one's fault, but I couldn't get anyone to the house to fix the car for a couple of months. So I had no Sentry on the car or dash cams for 2 months. That was annoying. Just little bits like that. Like, I understand as they build more cars, things are going to improve. I didn't have any paint or panel gap issues when I picked up the car. They were all absolutely fine. So they are obviously getting better. My trim's all aligned around the doors and the chrome around the windows. So no issues with that. So yeah, I would definitely say the Kona is better put together. Not better materials used, but better put together. And onto Hyundai's lane follow assist versus autopilot. I would say when I first got the car, I was adamant that the lane follow assist that you get, the LFA system from Hyundai, was far better than autopilot. I picked the car up on the 20th. It calibrated on the way back from Leeds to Lincoln, and then literally the 21st COVID hit, lockdown, so I just got on a tunnel, and literally I didn't do a video for that one because the 21st was me driving the car back, so I had probably about an hour's seat time in the car from Leeds, and then apart from that I was straight on my way back to Germany with it. I will do a video in a couple of weeks when we go back over to the UK. Now we're allowed back in, so we'll go over with that then and do a video then to show how much easier it is with the supercharger network, and the fact you don't have to have an abundance of cards in Europe or apps in the UK. So when I first drove it back, I was like, it was all over the place, ping-ponging. It just felt like lane keep assist in a Hyundai, not even lane follow assist. And so I was so glad at that point that I didn't spend the money on the full self-drive. I think it was 5,800. It's now 6,800. And all that achieved was it was going to lane change for me, which at that point my car was ping-ponging lanes, so I was not going to trust it doing lane changes. Also, it would do summon, and that at that point was all it was going to do extra for 5,800 quid, and that to me was a big no. I'm more than happy driving the car, so I will continue to do so. So at that point I was like, no, LFA is far better. Obviously since then, Teslas, like they do, get over the air updates. So we're now 2 months later, and I'm heading down to my daughter's school. That for me is a 200 mile a day journey the car does to take my daughter to school. Straight down the Autobahn, and heading down the Autobahn, there's roadworks. Day one, the car was just, no, not going to attempt it. I was like, that's fine. The LFA system wouldn't either. 2 months later though, several updates later, all of a sudden the car wants to attempt it. It's seeing cones where cones are. It's seeing that there's extra boards put out. And in Germany, it's even realised that when we have roadworks in Germany, you follow yellow lines. So there's like temporary yellow lines put in place where the lane actually is now. And it would all of a sudden follow them yellow lines. And it quite literally would pull out. So it'd go onto the other side of the road, follow the yellow lines, and come back onto our side of the road, all using Autopilot. And from that point on, that was a massive step. And at that point, I would definitely say now, looking at it, so in the space of 2 months, we've gone from LFA being far superior to Autopilot to 2 months later, Autopilot being far superior to LFA. And I've not taken the car anywhere. Literally, there's been updates just come through, you bong it on the Wi-Fi and happy days. So massive step forward with the updates with Autopilot, and what the car can see with the new visualizations, that the screen now shows red lights and bins, cones, all that jazz. So it gives you a bit more confidence to use it. I haven't really had any phantom braking like I used to get as well, so I would now say that Autopilot is definitely better than LFA in this case. Obviously space, yes, you did have hatchback in the Kona, much better for the dogs. I know, everyone keeps telling me shouldn't have bought the car, but I did. I still get the dogs in the back. We've got a hammock, so everything's fine. And even the space though, even if you take the fact of the luggage, just what you can hold, the Tesla can hold so much more, like for traveling, suitcases, whatever. Even though it's not a hatchback, it can hold so much more, even frunk as well, than the Kona could. So I know it's a much more expensive car, but we're really pleased. In the end, we decided to go for Model 3. The only problem now is with us getting to school quite early in the morning, because of obviously the journey it takes, and you don't know if there's going to be an accident, so you leave a little bit earlier. Gives time for little one to then sit and watch Netflix or play beach buggy races or draw on the sketch pad. And so she makes use of all that, which obviously no other manufacturer has out like that. So she absolutely loves that, to the extent when the other day she was like, if you sold the Model 3, you'd have to still buy a Tesla. I was like, why? And she explained that all the other cars, even Kona, had nothing to keep her entertained. She just had her iPad in the back. Whereas now she gets to play games on the car, which she finds hilarious. Steering the car around, I know it scrubs tires a little bit, but it's minimal. They don't move that much. So she's happy playing around, and she actually said she'd be disappointed if I sold this Tesla and didn't get another Tesla. I was like, oh dear, what have I done? So she's going to have high expectations of cars when she's older. If it doesn't play a game, she's not interested. So yeah. But overall, now, as I said, the whole family love this car, and we do plan on keeping it for the whole of the duration while we're out here. And when we go back to the UK, which is why I did get a right-hand drive one, even though we're in a left-hand drive country. But now we'll probably look at maybe changing it for a Model Y, just purely for the convenience of the hatchback. When that gets to the UK, I'll be back in the UK by that point anyway, so we'll look at maybe doing that then. But no, overall, we're more than happy with the car, and yeah, it's just a joy to road trip. Like, I do 200 miles a day in this, and it's just so easy. So happy days. Right then, I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.